All right, guys, today we got, I hope, some exciting news, a new product for you Can-Am guys. Before we get started, as I start every video these days, don't forget Hunterworks makes the best belt on the planet. We got one for most every Can-Am model, so don't forget we got them. Get them on our website, hunterworks.com. Make sure you subscribe and click the notifications bell where you get all notifications of all new videos, because this is one of the very first videos for Can-Am, and we are pushing forward with them, and we'll continue to go through vehicles and hopefully new products, new tools, kits, how-tos, etc. as we move forward, so you don't want to be left out. All right, so today's new tool is a Can-Am clutch holding tool. Now, you might recognize this if you watched an old video of ours. When we had a Can-Am Maverick, an OG Maverick, way back in 2012 or so, that we talked about a tool in an old video. Matter of fact, it might even, that video is still around from way back then. Shows you how to use that tool. It's not made any longer. That was a big deal. So as we got into the Can-Am, I was like, hey, I still have that old tool, and nobody makes it, and let's get it made. So that's exactly what we did. All right, so as far as what vehicles the tool works on, it's going to work on every primary clutch. I mean, just about every Can-Am, ATV, UTV in existence, it will be able to hold on to the primary. The secondary is more of in question. Outlanders, Renegades, OG Mavericks, older Commanders with the style of secondary clutch that we're going to show you in how to use tool video. So if your secondary has the holes that we're going to show you, to work on that. If it doesn't, as we progress forward with newer vehicles and newer things, if our tool works, we'll show you that. If it doesn't, we'll come up with something else. But we know for a fact it still works on even a 22, all these newer trails, you name it. The brand new 22 X3 P drive clutch, can't tell you, hadn't seen it yet. But let's take a peek and see how to use it, and we'll pick us back up here on the tail end. All right, here we are. Let's use it first to take our primary bolt out. So you're going to secure the pins in the webbing. I like to run them around 180-degree mark. Take your wrench or socket, whatever you may be using, and it will grab. There it goes. There it went. See, it's holding, the pins are holding it, and the handle's touching the frame. Or if this was on the ground, it would be touching the ground. Now let's tighten her back up. All right, we'll put it in here. Get our torque wrench. You got to hold it in place till you get some pressure on it. Now, once you get pressure on it, take your hand off if you want to. I'd suggest just holding it just for safety's sake, and torque it to the proper torque spec. There's a sequence, there's a proper way to do this. I suggest you only use a torque wrench. All right, now let's take the secondary off. Put your pins in the holes. There's a threaded one here. I'd suggest using this one. Again, take whatever wrench you decide to do, loosen it. You're holding it. You could let go. I don't. All right. Now we're going to torque it. All right. Flip it around. Put it back in the holes. Let it hit the ground or the frame, whichever it is, and use your proper torquing sequence. You could let go. Again, I wouldn't, just for safety's sake, and torque it properly. Works like a charm. Half the cost of the OE tool that hooks in here. Would it be a little easier to use? Potentially, but you're going to save over half the money for this, and it actually could be used on some Polarises, and their tool cannot. So there you go. Hunterworks Clutch Holding tool, available on our website. Starting off today with this particular video, it'll only be on the Can-Am pages. Pretty quick, it'll be on the Polaris, because it works on Polaris primaries as well, so keep that in mind. One person. It does work on a good many of the Polaris primaries, mostly Rangers, the newer style Rangers and turbos. Anything that has a clutch on it, or having the one in front of me, any of the players that have a spline shaft where the movable sheave will not twist. All right, don't forget, best belts on the planet. Subscribe and ring the bell so you can make sure you know about all new products, videos for the Can-Ams coming up. And as we've been like to say for years and years, appreciate you guys so much.